What's up, guys? Isaiah here from Goo Gaming. Today, I'm going to be doing a deck profile over the 60 card, 3 axis ish deck I played in the 3v3 this past weekend. We ended up getting 14th place. We did win a box. They cut top 8. First place got an Xbox, a PlayStation 5, and a Switch. I played with PJ and Deskins. Our team ended with an X1-1 record, X2-1 record. The last round, kind of weird. My end result was X1-1. Deck played really, really well. The only losses I had were to me bricking on all hand traps with no combo pieces. But the tournament was really fun. Deck played really well. I really liked the deck. So let's get into the profile. All right, guys. So getting right on into the deck list. First card is our main normal summon is going to be 3 Sangan. This card, I only summoned it a couple times. I actually didn't see this card that often. When I did see it, though, it was really, really good. It really mostly just searches Arborea. One game I actually summoned Sangan attacked for game. That was fun. If you don't know, Sangan searches Arborea when it's linked away or synced away. Most of the time it's linked away. And then Arborea's summoning condition is it can summon itself to a link zone. So it's just a free tuner for Hal. Card's really strong, and if you already have this in your hand, it doesn't matter because then you can just link Sangan away and then search a hand trap for your next turn. Alright, and then going forward, we play 2 Red Rose Dragon, a Rox Rose Dragon, and a Basil. I think this is self-explanatory. This engine's insane, especially in decks that make synchros. And I don't think you should play 3 of this. I think 2 is enough. I don't think you should play 1. Even if you do brick with these cards, you can add other names and stuff. This can add this card and etc. I think this engine's really strong, and it worked out really well this one. Next, we actually played a Dino package. We played 2 Gillosaurus, a Carmageddon, and 2 Fossil Pigs. You could play 3 of this, but I didn't think it was needed because if you see this or any of these, really, you already got enough. You're playing a lot of extenders, a lot of level 3s, and this is basically just a 4 Sangan. When it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and special Flameville Guard, which is your tuner. So this is just a 1-card needle, basically. This set worked out really well. This card, if you don't know, it's a free special summon at any point when it's in your hand. And when you special summon, your opponent has the option to special a monster from their graveyard. I think 3 times in the tournament, someone ashed me or something, and I specialed this. And they specialed their ash, and I just made Yazi and popped it, and just went off with Mare. This card did really, really well this weekend. Every time I activated this engine, my opponents had no idea what I was playing. I think in the last round, I activated Fossil Dig, and my opponent's teammate actually told him that I was playing PK because when I was shuffling, he saw a Willer, a Psychic Willer, and I activated Fossil Dig, and he turned over and was like, "You're a liar." And when I searched Gillosaurus, he was just like, "What is this?" And we won that game. Speaking of Willer, played 2 Psychic Willer and 2 Psychic Tracker. This engine's really strong. I really wish I would have played 3 Psychic Willer because it's just most of your cards are level 3s, and if you have this in your hand with another level 3, it's just free tuners to free Hawk and everything. I definitely wanted to see this card in my hand more because a lot of times, like I had this in my hand and another level 3, I didn't have a way to get a tuner. That happened more often than it should, so I definitely would try to bump this up to. And then we played the 3 E-Telly, bring out the Psychic Wheeler and Tracker. Card's just insane. If you open this with any level 3, it's your full combo. And the next card was actually a last-minute decision. I was playing 2 Triple Tactics Talents, but we decided to drop it, and I'm playing Speedway, Terratop, Attack of Tombor. Every time this card resolved, I won the game. This is definitely the best extender in my deck. I did open this a couple times, but it doesn't matter because you play wins like the Griffin, and you can just special summon to free level 3. But this card is insane. Anytime I open this card, I won the game, and I think that happened like 3 or 4 times. And of course, we're playing the best engine in the game, the 3 Water Enchantress, 3 Right, the Griffin, the Faithful, the Draco Back, and the Foolish Burial, I guess you can say. This engine's insane. It's like, you have so many ways to get to Water Enchantress. You're playing level 3s, you can make Carabini a Center to the Grave, the Foolish. It's really easy to get to in this deck, and the engine's so strong, and it helps you go second. If you're not playing this in your deck, you're really behind this format. Foolish isn't just for sending Water Enchantress either. You can also send like Carmageddon and then Spanish Carmageddon the special Flameville Guard. This card is really, really strong in this deck as well. Moving on to our hand traps, we chose to play 3 Nibiru, 3 Ghost Ogre, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Mourner, a Ghost Bell, and an Imperm. So this ratio, I kind of wanted to play a couple more, but there's just so many cards I wanted to play. And my idea behind this was Ghost Ogre, I think, is really, really strong in this format. It's really, really strong in this deck because I wanted to play a lot of the tuners because I can normal summon them and make Hulk with them. So that's why I didn't want to play more of this over these because I just wanted to be able to do tuners and I play Small World, so like I can use these to search out water Enchantress, etc. And most of these plus Nibiru, if you're going second, is just game. Like a lot of decks can't play through both of these. Now I'd say our bricks for the deck are the Scythe, the Mare, and the Snow. Now there was a game where I opened Snow and I had E-Telly and a Psychic Tracker in my hand, and the guy had a Mechaba on the board, and I normal summoned Snow and flipped his Mechaba, and then I E-Telly'd Special Psychic Tracker and just full comboed. So this card was insane. I think every time I had this card resolve, I just won the game. Obviously Scythe and Mare. If you open Mare, it doesn't really matter that bad. You can still play. But I didn't open it but one time this whole weekend. Obviously, we play the Fusion Destiny package. Funny story, every time I summoned this guy, this was in my hand. I think this was in my hand, I would say at least 60% of my games again. He's my best friend. And we play 3 Small World. Card is very confusing, but it searches basically anything you want in the deck. If you open this with almost any monster, you can search Water Enchantress, Sangan, Speedway Terratop. It's really, really, really strong in this deck. There's no reason not to play this card. And I play 3 Crossout and 1 Call by the Grave. This is for going first and second, and kind of it all is in game 1, because you can call Scythe with these. Crossout, anytime this card was in my hand, I won the game. Like, if they ogre me, I usually just let it go and just hold this for the nib, and if they don't have the nib, then I can just keep it for later on in the game. But anytime I had this in my hand, I just won. And this is part of the reason why I played some one-ofs as well, other than just the tuner thing. But I definitely like this card in the deck, and I feel like it's needed. You're playing 60 cards, you're playing so many hand traps. I don't think there's any reason not to play this, because if you open it, your combos are just going to go through. Moving on to the extra deck. This is 60 cards, by the way. Playing 2 Hulks. You don't have to play 2 Hulks, but the second Hulk came up a lot. When you're going first, most time you're going to make Hulk, and then if they do end up breaking your board or they stop you halfway through it, and you go to your turn 3 and they haven't killed you, then a lot of times you can make the second Hulk and just continue to play. I definitely would keep playing 2 Hulks going forward. There's no reason not. And then we're playing Owl Mirage and Link Spider. This is part of your main combo for your normal summons. And this is also part of your main combo for like when you're summoning Mare tokens to get rid of them to make Anaconda and everything. Speaking of Anaconda and Dagda, this is the main thing. You know, summoning DP and Scythe. Gotta play it. Carabini, this card is insane. Sending Water Enchantress, sending the Dino to banish to summon Flameville and then just make a tuner out of this. If you open Sangan and a level 3 extender, you can summon this, send the Water Chick, and then Sangan search Arborea, summon Arborea, make Needle, banish Water Chick, summon Right. Like, this card's insane. Access Code Talker. I made this twice. Once to out a skill drain and once to go for game through a Sword Soul board. Moving on to synchros, we play Baron. Obviously, best synchro in the game. And Yazi. So your main combo is your Baron popping your Yazi. But I use this card to just pop cards going second. And then with Gillosaurus summon their hand trap and then just pop their hand trap. It's insane. I did that one game. I think it was round 1 against the player. He stopped my Griffin, or he nibbed me, and I Baroned it, or Griffined it away, so I couldn't. But then Ayazi popped his monster that he summoned off the Gillosaurus. We play Herald of Arclight. This is for your main combo. This card's just really, really strong. If you make this with, like, when they're trying to drop at you, they just can't drop it with monsters from Shooting Riser and Borreload Savage Dragon. We weren't playing this, and we were playing more links, but when I was testing so much, I realized that if you can't do your main combo, then you're really just ending on DP and Scythe. So a lot of times you can make Shooting Riser, send Snow, and then make this on your opponent's turn on top of DP Scythe if you can't get to like Yazi. So this I love this. This went off so much this weekend. Snow was one of the best cards in my deck. This card, and you play Coral Dragon. This card just kind of like not a bait card, but it just helps you when you have just 2 level 3s and you need some more like going into Needle and then drawing cards. Really, really strong. Obviously, we're playing DPE. Best extra dex card in the game. You gotta play this. Moving on to the side deck. I sided 3 lands here. I chose not to main deck this card. Because like I said, I wanted to play level 3 tuners. This card was really good. Every time I resolved this card, I think I won the game. A lot of times when I'm going first, I'll put this card in against certain decks, and then you can get this and Scythe off Dagda, and it's just really strong. Like if they do stop your Scythe, then you can just summon this with your or set this with your Dagda and get it, pop it. I sided 2 token collectors. The decks I wanted to side this in, my other hand traps are really good too. So I just wanted to take, it was like a siding pattern, taking out crossouts and putting these and some other stuff in. And then when I go first, I usually kept one in, and sometimes I would take the snow out depending on what I was playing against, and I would just send this with Shooting Riser. Card's insane. I played 3 Droll. I played this for Virtual World decks, and I didn't ever play Virtual World deck. I don't think I sided this card the whole weekend. I chose to play 3 Dark Ruler no more. This would have been Droplet, but I was letting PJ borrow Droplets. But every time I activated this card, I never wanted it to be Droplet. Every time I used this card, I won the game. This card was insane. Like, I don't have to kill you. If I can activate this card and do my combo, you're not coming back in the game. Because I can clear your whole board and Scythe lock you, and you're just not coming back in the game, and I'm winning. So I activated this card, I think, 4 times, and every time I resolved this card, I won the game. And then for back row removal, I played 2 Twin Twister, Harpies, and a Red Reboot. The Twin was more for prank kids to get rid of their spell in the standby phase. It could have been Cosmic, and I think I would play Cosmic going forward. My deck doesn't really lose to Lancia that bad. The only thing Lancia really hits is your Arborea. Not your Arborea, your Water Enchantress. So I think I'll play Cosmic with this going forward. The Harpies was really good against the back row decks I played. And I did Red Reboot one guy, but he was playing a back row deck, but I didn't even Red Reboot like anything serious. I Red Rebooted an Imperm. And he had 5 back row, so I just rebooted him and killed him. I definitely would keep playing this card going forward. Alright, guys, that is the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think the deck was insane. I didn't brick. I did really well. Like I said, I finished with a X11 record. Our team ended in 14th place. We all did really well. I want to shout out PJ and Logan. Me and PJ spent so many hours building this deck and testing this deck. You really helped me, man. I love you. Logan throwing out your brilliance on the deck really helped a lot as well. Shout out to Lou for helping me study the deck. He also helped me test a lot. Shout out to Eric for just being real. Shout out to Deskins for carrying his weight and helping us top this weekend. Shout out to Tyler Potter for all the cards. You're the best. We love you. And just shout out to Goo Gaming, man. All of my beautiful teammates, I love you guys so much. Shout out to Card Monster Games. Shout out to Dylan Fox. Everybody that helps us out. Make sure you guys are coming up to Card Monster Games in Knoxville. We always have some crazy events. You really want to be a part of it. But that's the deck profile. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We got a lot more deck profiles coming this week and a vlog, so make sure you catch it.